Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I am streaming some 2D4X again today. What is today? Saturday? This Saturday. 2D4X is a video game that I'm making with Godot. That is a 2D4X Godot.net, which is the C# version of Godot. I was just telling myself before I started streaming that I am not ready to start streaming, but I just said fuck it and click the button anyways, because that's how I roll. I guess it's my 200th episode, which is kind of insane. And where are we at? Like, what are we doing? I don't know. I upgraded to the new version of Godot Dev 7. As you can see here, it says Dev 5. But it jacked up my buttons again, and it gave me 18 errors. So I rolled back to 5. Luckily, going, and I say this every time because I appreciate it so much compared to Unity. Luckily, upgrading and downgrading is like the easiest thing in the world with Godot. Unity, it was a nightmare. Yeah, I got 18 errors here, and then also, once again, the same thing that happened with Dev 6. My buttons, I think it's just like this button pushes this thing all the way down, and then this button, which isn't even in use, I guess it is in use, it's just disabled, pushes it down as well. Not really sure what's going on there with those two things. Hopefully they're fixed in the future, but it could be that they change something and I have to update my code, which I'm hoping not, because I don't want to, because I'm lazy. That's my, as lazy as possible. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for this thing. All right, we got my project, and I put this note here from last time. We need to change. My voice sounds funny in my head, I wish OBS didn't change its layout every time I ran it. Now, we need to change this so it only checks loyalty once a week or some amount of time. And it looks like I put in what we need this. I think a week is good. And so how we're going to do that. So what it's doing basically is when we build something, let's build a Fisher shed since this is like our test thing. I'm not getting my little stream notifications like I want to. That's what this pop-up is that you guys see when I start my stream. Is my chat. My chat's working or not working. And I get a little notification that I started my stream after I started my stream. I didn't get it. Well, whatever. Time has passed. 8 days have passed. So on this, what's happening is it checks their loyalty. Well, I have it disabled right now, but it checks their loyalty every day. And I don't think I like that, because it kind of makes them move around too much. So it checks their loyalty, and if their loyalty is too low, it does like just a straight RNG D100 roll on this number here. And if it's checking every day, they're eventually going to get, I know that, this could be 78 days, but it's going to eventually hit. And what's happening is then the person moves to a different place to work. So I think I want to check it every week. And I was thinking right before I started as well that if we check it every week, though, what order are we going to put it in? How were we doing this before? Let's go to our county. I had it commented out, I remember last time, I think. It was under workday over for population. I think it was down here at the bottom. What the fuck is this? Oh yeah, I tried the hotkey. It was like Control L or something for that. It's this keep working and improvement. Oh, right. We rewrote this. It's this thing. So we'll need this. If it's a weekly thing, we'll need it to happen before this, because it's going to kick them into idle. So idle is a status that the county population can have, and if they're idle, that means that it puts them on that means that they have a chance of being put to work somewhere else. And so at the beginning of this, I had it after they're done, like after it processes. This is what, in a day. Yeah, end of day, which end of day comes before start of day. How are we going to do this? We might have to put like an hour between end of day and start of day so that we can have end of day happen, then this weekly thing happen, and then without having minutes, we might have to rewrite the clock sooner than I thought. So the problem is with the clock is that the clock, if we use the minutes, it's not reliable because the minutes go by so fast. Sometimes it skips minutes because it's counting the minutes too fast. And that was like, I had these weird intermittent errors, and that was because we were using the minutes. So we're using hours now, but so we could do like 1 o'clock, day ends, 2 o'clock, day starts, but then we would still need to have like an in between. So then we would have to do like 3 o'clock, day starts, and 2 o'clock. So 1 o'clock, day ends, 2 o'clock, the weekly shit happens, 3 o'clock, and I don't know how I feel about that. So let's see here. The other way we could do it is we could put in, it's kind of an unnecessary check then. So we could put in here, wherever the hell it is. Let's undo this. We could put in the check right here. If the day is divisible by 7, then we, oh my God, then we run this loyalty check. And we also could change that number, like divisible by 3 or whatever. That would be one shitty solution, but we could do it. I was kind of, where's my clock? I guess I don't have my clock open. I was kind of trying to keep it with events. So like events that will, where are my events? Set date, hour change. What do I call these things? Oh, I guess it's one event that runs everything. Is that how it works? Yeah, so set day. Wait, that's how this works? I don't know how I feel about that. I guess it does do it in this order. It'd be better to kind of break these apart, though. Have, hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, like I was saying. It's kind of a long... So there would be like a weird... Every day there would be this weird gap where your population is like kind of in limbo. I mean, it would fly by. Let's see how fast it would fly by. Just, speed 1. I mean, it's like a second. It's pretty fast. It would fly by. I'm trying to think, I often do this where I try to think how, CK3 or EU4 does it, because they do have, there's definitely, you can feel the ticks when you're playing those games where, you have, Victoria 3 is a good example because it's very obvious. You're waiting, you're watching something, and then you're waiting for it to click over, and then things get messed up sometimes in Victoria 3 where you're waiting for the click to happen or the tick to happen, and then it happens, and then things get all, and then your money's all weird, and then the next thing happens and it fixes it, and you're like, oh, okay, well that's what I wanted the whole time. So I don't want that to happen. I don't know if there might not be a way around it where you're kind of waiting for the bugs to fix themselves. They're not bugs, it's the calculations to fix themselves. And it's usually pretty quick. But also when you start the game in Victoria 3, there's this period before you actually unpause it where things are not true. So you have to unpause it and let things happen. And that definitely is already happening in this, which I am unhappy with. But you got to wait till 1 a.m. for things to, time's flying in the background here. You got to wait for 1 a.m. to happen once you start the game, before things actually start working. I guess it's not true-ish. But I'm getting sidetracked, of course. I like to ramble on here. Keep working at improvement. So how we want to do this? Let's go back and reread my note here, because maybe it will give me some. What was I thinking? We need to change this so it only checks loyalty once a week or some amount of time, and it also checks for employed by idle on each person. These are two separate things. Keep working at county improvement. I copied the actual name of it because I had it commented out so I could search for it. So employed but idle means that something has happened at the county improvement where the people can't work. So for example, they don't have enough resources, and that's the main thing. There's not enough resources for people to work there, but we don't want them to quit. And so we put this thing in county population. I don't want to save that yet. Do I not have county population open? It doesn't look like it. That seems strange too. County population. Why are you in public classes still, county population? You're not a public class anymore. You're a resource. What happens if I drag you over here? I'm going to close this. Might be a bad idea. Resources. We have to put this back immediately after I do this. I've moved some other resources and things around, and it's been a disaster. But it's not a public class anymore. It used to be a public class, but I changed it to a resource. This looks normal so far. That looks normal. All right, so that's fine. Anyways, now we can reopen this. I need all this crap open right now. Expanded. Research items, story events. Wait patiently. County population. Where beeth you? Oh, it was here, except now I can't find it, and because I moved it. So let's do it again. There it is. Let's pin it. We added this thing last time. I don't think we were using it, and it was employed days idle. Man, it's weirded me out that my shit didn't come. I didn't get my post. I wonder if this thing broke. My chat thing broke. It seems like it's working. It's YouTube. What does this one say? Says it's working. All right, well, we'll just have to assume it's working. Days starving. Employed days idle. I have to get my brain warmed up. I always have this excuse when I start my programming streams. It doesn't, when I'm playing video games, it's not the same. Well, I guess it depends on what video game. There's this game I almost streamed last night, which is called Trade Conquest, and it is one of, it's like a 4X game that Excel simulator, Excel spreadsheet simulator. And I was gonna stream it I played it like 20 minutes, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to figure this out because it'd be 3 hours of me reading tooltips. And so that game would have been the same. I had to get my brain warmed up excuse, but most games I don't have to do that. It's not the same level of whatever. Anyways, employed days idle. We got to go back and look at this thing again. So we want to. So let's do this. What we need to do is make whatever. So as I'm programming this, I went around and did every single part of the game except for one part. Okay, 2 parts. A few parts. I went around and did every part of the game as simplistic as possible, and now we're going back through each part and making it much more complicated. And while I'm going back and making it I'm doing these like things because it's like a circle. This is me going around the circle. So I go around now we're like going through each thing, and research is like the main thing. As we add anything to research, it has all these repercussions that like kind of go out in the code. And but right, each thing that we're going to and making much more complicated, it's we're also like adding like these foundational changes where it's like currently it just has one day or one time like on the clock where it just fires everything. So what I would like to do is make it a change that's foundational to the whole process of the game. Right now, if we see we need this at separate hours or whatever, so that way it will be easier to implement more changes later, if that makes sense. So let's pretend that we would do, because I know that we are going to have weekly things, and they do have to fire off in an order. Everything is in an order, you know? So it would need to fire off between end of day. So I guess if we did it this way, like we did this thing, we could stick it in here. We could have some sort of another one of these things. I don't know why it's called set day. We could do weekly end of day start, weekly day. Why did I try to have the naming convention somewhat similar, but this is end of day and this is day start. So it should say start day and end of day. Have the word day should be at the end. We'll just fix it. Weekly. That's what we're gonna call it. And then we'll generate this thing. Let's see if we can do this, and it won't. And let's make sure it won't fuck something up. GD prints. We'll do our rainbow so we can find it. $sign. I haven't done a rainbow in a long time. Weekly. There we go. Let's see what this does. This once again, it's all just happening though at the same tick. And I think we're gonna want to spread this out. So this should happen at 1 a.m. I don't see any bugs. Like it might kind of have a lot of rainbow stuff though. Looking for it. There it is. So that's going to happen to every county, which is what we would expect. So we could just slam it in there. I wonder. Actually, I don't wonder. I think I know. Wait. This is how we could do it. It's coming. Where's my fucking clock? Let's pin this. Let's move this over here. I usually have this way over here because I don't reference it that much, but I have it enough. If hours equals, so this is what we do. This is not as big of a deal as set day. I'm going to rename this too. I don't like it. We're going to call it, oh, I know why. We'll call it daily. It's a daily action. And then we'll have a weekly action. Did I call that other thing weekly? It's the action is death. Weekly. And then we'll go in here. Where's the rest of our... I like that it was auto. Man, I'm weirded out by this chat looking like this. I'm just going to post on something. Hello? With a question mark. Okay, it's working. It just... Normally I get... Whatever. Oh, yeah, we had a forever timer. Weekly. So this is going to be in this getter setter, I think is what we had over here. Here we go. Why is this pause stuff at the top? I guess we won't worry about it. If day is divisible by, we're going to put in a constant of some sort. Somewhere. Let's put this under, do we have like a clock constant? I bet you we don't at this point. Let's look at the clock. I bet you we don't have any. There's an instance on here already. I wonder if we should just put everything in here. Let's put it in here. And are we going to need to save this? I don't think we're going to, this is not going to change. I'm not going to be able to find it though, but I guess it will. We'll do this a private int weekly. I don't want to call it weekly. Occasional events equals 7. So we'll do this. If this is division, because we might want to change it to every 3 days or something. That's why I was thinking about that. I don't like the hard code numbers. We are occasional events equals to, come on, brain fingers. Then we will what is the problem here? Oh, we have a daily label. Day. Do I not have a day? S with an S. Now what is your problem? I've done this before, but I'm doing something wrong because once again, my brain is not warmed up. Int in bool. Jesus Christ. C# divide number. I can't even. Division. Oh, that's the remainder thing. Oh my God, this is some bright ass shit. Yeah, this is the remainder thing. Oh, no, that's what we do. We go, if the remainder equals 0, that's what we do. I think. Then we're going to go weekly, invoke, and then we'll go over to our county. We'll change this to weekly, but now we have 2 things called weekly, even though it's an occasional thing. Factions also are going to need this. We're going to go clock, instance, weekly, plus equals, weekly, and then we'll generate this thing, and then we'll go GD print. See, I can get rolling sometimes. we'll do the rainbow thing again though. We need a $sign here. Rainbow. And then we'll go I'm also like diagonally sitting a little bit. I don't know what's going on there. I'm sure my back will love it later. Faction weekly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll go back over to here and we'll go county weekly. Except we were not going to have these typos in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you believe how anal I am about that shit? What the fuck? Now we gotta let it run for 7 days. And for testing, maybe we'll change that number to like 2. So that we don't have to wait 7 days. And I also need to clean up my GD prints. And I probably should have like some sort of rule. Let's make sure that this isn't happening. It did happen. I'm doing something wrong on this thing. Which is kind of surprising. Because I've done this many a times. Look how good good I am at typing. What the fuck? Probably need to bring it over here because I might have to log in. No, though. No is the answer to that. What happened to OBS? Divide. Mars travel speed. I want something to only happen every 7 days. So I need to I have a clock that counts days. How do I do that in C#? Can't believe I have to look this up again. Yeah. So what is my problem here? Days. Days starts at 0. What happens if days starts at 0? Yeah, it will execute on day 0. I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. But I'm going to put a note in here. This will happen on day 0 as well. I'm actually fine with that. That will just as long as I know why it's happening. So we have 4 factions, and that's what's happening. We have it. So that's good. Except, why is this happening so many times? Oh, I know why. So what's happening is this is being triggered every hour. And we need and, not or. Whoops, not or, not Jesus Christ. And hours is equal to 1. We don't need that happening every hour. And hopefully this will happen in the correct order. That's all I want, is this correct order to happen here. So this should happen at 0. So this is good because that was the testing thing. And it happened once. So we have, get the fuck out of here, create researchable. We have the county factions. It happened after this other stuff though, which was kind of what we were. Okay, so that is not going to work. So what's happening is it hits that if statement right here where it says hours equals 0, and then it invokes that one thing. And that thing so this needs to be in, whoops, equal to 0. This needs to be inside here. I don't know if I like that either. We'll ask ChatGPT what it thinks. What its dumb, non-existent brain. Did you guys hear about? there's all these CEOs lately who, I don't know, there's like 3 of them or something, who are like, humans, we don't need to hire humans anymore. Generative AI is going to do all the work that we need. And it's blowing my mind that they're so blatantly just stating that shit. Yeah, this isn't working right still. So this is going to be, so we need to, once again, back to the foundation of how this works. We need this foundation to work correctly. So we can break it up by hours. So we can have like hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, but there would be weird gaps between those times. Where there'd be an hour gap. It's not the end of the world, and it actually might be beneficial later to kind of like, because we have a lot of shit going on with each of those changes. So maybe we want to do that. where there's kind of like a little gap so that we don't like grind the game to a halt, which is once again back to Paradox games. Late game, you're always like, especially Victoria 3. Man, I actually finished a Paradox game and it was Victoria 3. Who was I playing as? Brazil. Wait, was it Brazil? I don't remember. I think it was Brazil. Towards the end of the game, the things ground. Oh my god! Like the last 10 years of Victoria 3 was just like, holy shit! Ground to a halt. Like back to the being able to tell the ticks. This is I played it on this computer, and this computer is only mediocre compared to my actual gaming computer. And so on this mediocre computer, it was, you could tell the ticks very badly. So maybe we want to kind of do something like that. Not the bad part, but kind of break it up so that so what would happen in that is things weren't finishing because they were taking too long before other things were getting fired. So like it started getting more and more buggy as time passed. And so we don't want that to happen. So we could change this all around, is what I'm saying. So let's do that. How do we get the minutes to not be useless, though? Because it would be better if we could have it fire each minute. I don't think we're ever going to be able to do that, though, because the minutes really need to fly by this fast. Because, in fact, I was saying that we might need to even increase the minutes, because this is on 8 speed. The days really take a long time to go by. And let's say it takes a week. I'm going to stop. I'm going to restart the game. I'm going to pull out my phone here, and I'm going to time how long that takes for a week to pass. Let me, I need my stopwatch. So we're going to, I'm going to click this 8 at the same time as I start my stopwatch. And I could probably get it to do some math. So this is 8 speed. I could probably just have the game do the math, but I'm not going to do it because I only need this right now. And then when it kicks to 7, so 14 seconds, that doesn't seem that bad. Is that right? 14 seconds? So it's like 2 seconds a day. That doesn't seem right. 1,000, 2 1,000, 1,000, 2 1,000. Wait, no, I got it. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. It's about 3 seconds with my shitty counting. I guess it's fine. Let's break these into different. Let's do daily, hour. Whoops. Daily, hour 1. Copy, paste, paste. Hour 2, hour 3. Then let's go back to our faction thing here. And then this will be hour 3. And we'll just change this in the hour, or in the faction thing for now. And then we got to do something else, though. What was it? Oh, yeah. That will also make this not, where'd it go? This thing not embedded in here. It's still not going to work, though. So if we, oh, no, it will, because it's going to come. Okay, so if hours 1, we want this to invoke. If hours 2, we want daily hours 2 to invoke. And if hours 3, we want daily hours 3 to invoke. But we needed this. What was this other thing that I cut? Oh, yeah, we need this one to only happen like this, I guess. Let's see what this does. I don't really like this either. There's things though I don't like it, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily the wrong way to do things. It's just I don't like I just don't like certain things. Man, I hit space there and it felt like it took forever. Why do I think this isn't working right? Because this is the county. This is all fucked up. Daily. Oh, but that's gonna invoke the wrong thing. No, this should be weekly. Weekly. What did I call this thing? Daily, weekly? Let's go back. It was right before. Weekly. Daily hour 3. Go back to our whoops. Bye, globals. It's still going to fire this ahead of time. I think I'm going to put this at the bottom. And then I need this to be weekly. I don't know. We just have an hour too, just in case. Just in case. Let's see. I need some more coffee. I'm like down to like a fifth. I have a little bit of coffee left. I don't know why I keep clicking that. So let's see here. These are all like day zero, like the things that get fired before, like at the second the game runs. This though is not. This is under day end, I guess. But at day end, we need to put a thing here. We need a GD print here. We'll put it right at the top. Oh, come on. Faction end of day. And then we're going to copy that and we're going to put this county end of day. And then let's see what happens. Where does this is just it's not going to have the county. Well, it's not going to have the start of day stuff, which should be happening after the weekly. So I guess I should have put that in there. So the game hasn't been unpaused yet, and this is Aaron has been added to the shipbirds. I guess we don't need to speed it up. It happens in like 2 seconds. Okay, Aaron has been added to the shipbirds is right there. So then the first thing it does is county end of day, which is what we want. And then it's going to do faction end of day. And once again, like I said, I got to do like the start of day here. County start of day. Do we have a faction start of day? We do. Let's do that. Just to see. And So here we got Elizabeth. What are these? Okay, so those are the weekly ones. But things have changed now. We need the hour 3. Hour 2 has just fired, so we need to wait for hour 3. And then we got faction start a day. Faction start a day. So I think this is working how I want. We got county. County becomes before faction. That I don't know if that's what we want. But the weeklies are between these two, and that was what I was trying to do, is make sure that the weeklies are between these. And that seems to be working. Um, okay, so what were we doing? Why did we have to go through all that? Let's move this over to where it's supposed to go. Once again, not there. To this blasting white, blindingly white website there. Okay. So we need to stick in here. So the reason why we needed that between is because at the end of day, we might be kicking people. So it ended, basically we needed to kick people idle in between those two things. It is going to be a little bit weird though, I think, for the player if they're watching, if they're paying attention, and you know that they are going to be paying attention. I mean, that's fast. 1, 2, 3, you know, like right there. 1, 2, 3, like that's whatever. I can barely say it fast enough. But it's still going to be weird. We should make sure, I guess, this works on day 7 too. Go to the bottom. We want to make sure that it doesn't say weekly somewhere else. I wish you could search but not filter on here. That's a pet peeve that I always complain about. So there's our weeklies. We've got kind of a little too many rainbow things now. All right, so all enum should be here though. So we need to check this loyalty checks once a week. So let's go back now to our thing is where we had that commented out, and then I just recently uncommented. That was under, let's see. Well, I put it in here so I could find it. Except it's not being friendly. And I was just looking at it a second ago. Not that one. It's above this though. Here we go. Keep working. Let's make sure that this also is doing what we want it to do. But let's cut this out actually. And so what is this doing? This is if their activity is work. Okay, we're going to need to do this kind of, and this is at the county level. Yeah, so we're going to need this to be in here, but we need this to, yeah, put in a county population for each county population. County, I don't know why I didn't just rename that in county data. Do this. Yeah, we don't have a county data here. We do too, you son of a bitch. There's no county population list. Then this should be up here. And then we can get rid of that. But what does this actually do? It does a loyalty check and it removes them from their... What happens? Let's see what happens if they're not working anywhere. Do we get a bug? Did I plan for that occasion? I have a feeling I didn't. Okay, I did. Do we have any notes in here? Update activity. GD print. This is inside county population, so we can do $, squigs, first name, was removed from squigs, current county improvement, improvement name, and then we can do this, and we don't have any county improvement, so we shouldn't see this. We haven't built any. At 1 o'clock, we shouldn't see that, and it's gonna... What happened? What the fuck was that? Oh, we got a bunch of bugs. But did you see that? Like the time I went to go hit pause and it was already paused. We'll check the bugs. I just wanted to see if it chokes like that again. No, it didn't choke. Yeah, so this is happening. So we would need to go, if who's getting removed from a county population, you don't, or a county improvement, you don't have any. If county improvements data, nope, current county improvement data is not equal to null, then KD. Is it firing this off though for everybody? I think it is. I think it's doing a check, and we don't want it to do it for everybody. So what we should do actually is do this. Like, why have them check if they're not working there? So we could go here. Then we could do this. Oh, there's probably a better way to do this, but we'll learn from our... And then we go back in here, and we get rid of this shit. Nope, we keep that shit. What happened to our GD print? It was in here. We get rid of this shit, and we get rid of this shit, and we KD. So in one of my, and this is like a year ago. Um, someone in chat said, like, I think you have a fecal matter obsession, because I call everything like the shitbirds. There we go, the shitbirds, the shithole. I'd say shit a lot. I don't think YouTube likes it either. I don't think YouTube likes it at all. We gotta make everything child friendly. I swear I saw a little, I'm gonna do it again, a little chuggy there. Okay, maybe I didn't. Now we got a thing now. What do you got? What's your problem? You don't like this, huh? What is your problem? Your actual problem? Come over here. Object reference not set to an instance. If is not equal to null, Keep working and improvement. If it's not equal to null, that's what we want. So then it checks this, and so this person must have failed their thing because it doesn't get to this, but it shouldn't. I wonder if we have this in another spot, and I don't remember that we had this in another spot, and that's what's firing off this. This is in population AI. No, that's the thing that we want. Oh, you know what it probably... Oh, we have it right here. What the fuck is this? This is in build. Check loyal to see if they still want to work there, and if they don't, then they get set to idle. This is the problem. We don't want... This can't be here anymore, because it's checking everyone. So we need to pull... Did I get rid of this other note? I did. So we need to pull that out of there. And we have a problem here, too. We need like a switch for the week. You know, it never checked their loyalty for scavenging. I think because scavenging is just like the thing that most people, that they do as a fallback activity. So... let's think this through again, too. If we're doing these 3 different time periods, hour 1, 2, and 3, and then in hour 2, there's like a weekly thing, we probably need to also have some sort of switch in the weekly thing. Can we make this? I don't think so. I was about to say, can we make it so that this isn't saved either? This works for weekly, but it's going to be completely different. We'll just need a switch because we might have other. I guess I'm calling it weekly, but it should be like occasional because we want to change it to 3 or whatever. So what was this thing? This is in population work, and what is this called? Workday over for population. So let's do public static void work week over, and I guess we're stuck with week. What the fuck are we passing all this shit in? We're passing an array and a county data, huh? Do we need that? Let's only pass in what we need currently, which is this list. And then we'll bump this down so that it all fits. I don't know why Godot is white and the other's green. I think normally Godot is green. This part. And then we'll go back over to where we had this weekly. Well, we don't have it here yet. We have this weekly thing. And we're going to go population AI work. Nope. Population work week over, and we need to pass in this list. We don't have this list here though, huh? This is in county. We do have this list in here. County date. I mean, we can get to the list. And then this is going to go in here. And then this is going to go here. And keep working. No, we need that little switch. So we'll do this activity. It's actually the same right now, but I'm going to put this activity in here because I think we're going to need, whoops. Oh, I guess I do need that. I think we're going to need this, then we can do this activity. I think we're going to need this later, basically, even though these are the same. Earlier, I did the same thing where I just, even though I knew they were the same, or they were the same currently, I just threw the things in there, and it worked out perfectly to have this, like, extra. We're going to copy this. We're going to do that. We're going to get rid of this. I don't think we're going to need that because the building and working. And currently, there's no one's going to build for a week, but oh, now it's going to run this on day 0 or day 1. Yeah, day 0. We could start the world at day 1. Was there a reason why I did it as day 0? Probably just because it was happening. I wonder if that's going to be a huge problem if we change it to day 1. I vaguely remember making it day 1 and fucking chaos reigned. Let's see what happens now. So we need to let it run to 1 o'clock, actually till 3 o'clock now. And there's our bug. Because this person, okay, so they're getting day in though, shouldn't set them to work. Yeah, everyone should be idle. No one, they should be skipping. It shouldn't get to this yet. Oh my God, earlier today, I was listening to some song and I was like, man, I really want to hear this other song. And I couldn't remember what it was called. And I thought it was Every Day is Halloween by Ministry, but it wasn't. When I started listening to it, I was like, oh, wait, this isn't the song on here. But I couldn't remember the name of it, and it just started playing it. It was Revenge by Ministry, which is like the earlier, synthier Ministry album. Okay. I was looking at this because I thought... So this is croaking on start of day? We must have another one of these tests in here somewhere. I didn't think we did. Oh, you know what? We might. I only checked that one. Let's search for this again, that the thing, because we might have this keep working. Because for a while I was gung-ho about having this testing all the time. Oh, it doesn't look like we do. It might have just been working before because it was hitting null things, but it shouldn't hit null things. So end of day happens. Is this going in the right order? End of day, the weeklies are happening, and then the day starts. So this is going in the right order. End of day. Maybe there's some other remove from, we're using this remove thing elsewhere. Maybe I'm also keep working, check their loyalty, remove from. Okay, let's look for this, because maybe this is being used elsewhere and it, oh, there it is. What is this? Keep researching. What are my notes? Check loyalty if the research is done. This is going to change too. It should still, though, work because maybe, this is probably one of those things where there's been not necessarily a bug, but what is this? If possible, or possible workers take remaining. What the fuck is this? Assign workers to county improvement. That should still not. Oh, we use this all the time. Adjust number of builders. Well, does it tell us what is triggering this? Whoops. County data. Assign workers to county improvements. County data. Assign workers to county improvement. I really wish you could use the same hotkeys. Check for construction. We use that kind of a lot too. This is on 7 county data 791. This is that weird thing. But why would this not work? Because this is what are we doing in here? This is some chat GPT shit. I can already tell with all these question marks and stuff. We're sorting a list. Remaining workers equals max. It's doing a count. It's doing another count. This might be one of those things where it's trinary movement. We don't give a shit if it worked or not because it was fine, it was fine, but this is throwing a wrench in it, and we might not need this to work. I'm going to take a quick break, though. I've had to go to the bathroom for like the past 30 minutes. I'm sitting over here. So this is perfect. And also the Smiths started, and I want to hear the Smiths, so I'm going to go back and like set up my music for when I come back. Let me throw up my break timer. I know you guys can't hear my music. And I will be back in less than 5 minutes. All right, sorry about that. And everything takes longer than you would think, right? Let me start my music, and then we'll look at this again. I have a feeling maybe... Let's look at this error again. Let's look at this and make sure. So it says that 791 in county data. What is this again? Assign workers to county improvement. This shouldn't be in here. This should be in population work, probably. Assign workers to building a county improvement and remove them from the possible workers list. Assign sorted workers if there's room. What is this take thing? There could have just been, like I said, a bug in here that we didn't know about because I didn't have this. We have this GD print, though, with improvement name right here. And that's what's choking, I'm pretty sure, is the improvement name. So let's see what this does. It should choke there, too. I'm almost out of my coffee. I had way too much ice cream over the past couple of days. I'm an ice cream fiend. Okay, so we still get this. Current county improvement. I keep assuming it's... I mean, their first name has to be in here, right? This isn't static. It wouldn't let me do it if it was static. Let me put this on the charger. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to double check this over here and over here. Let this run to 3 o'clock. So yeah, it's definitely this thing. Once again, I'm wondering if I was just having this like an... Well, no, we got a so we have this question mark in here. We are running this unnecessarily because I put this question mark here. So we could solve this by putting a question mark here. But why are we checking this when we don't need, or trying to remove things when we don't need to be? Maybe there was just a solution to a bug earlier. Will that work with I don't know if that's going to work with in a GD print. I guess it does. I don't know if I like that we're checking. We're trying to remove things when it's not necessary to remove things. It's kind of a bummer. It seemed to like do that, like we don't want to be checking things that we don't need to check, I guess is what I'm saying. This isn't saved either. Work week over for population, and that was happening at, maybe it was we didn't have a choice. That was at 79 of count, 179. We're right here. 179, 791. So what does this do? Assign sorted workers if there's room. Workers to remove from possible list. We add that. What is this take thing? Returns a specific number of continuous elements from the start of the sequence. Remove workers from possible workers list. Determine activity and max workers based on status. If it's under construction, max workers. This is something definitely that I had ChatGPT like do some work with. Construction, and then it's doing work skill of the county improvement. It's sorting it. Descending, huh? That's right. Remove worker slots equals. I guess we'll just leave that question mark in there. I don't. Oh, look, this. Oh, it's doing like everybody. I think this is a bug from like way, way, way earlier. It's not necessarily a bug, but it's doing something that I unexpected. So this says it should be population and improvement 0. I wonder if we have some way to tell what county this is in. Let's do this. This is in county data, so we can go location. No, county name. Let's see what this is doing. I think this is an unintended bug from earlier. Something weird is happening, or maybe it's something that I was like, well, this is the only way I can get it to work, so let's have it this way, but I don't like that. I don't like that at all. There we got our 3 o'clock to go. Umatilla, Douglas, Tillamook, Cowlitz. Okay, so Umatilla, Harney didn't have anything being constructed, so it's checking if this improvement's done. I think what it's doing, Umatilla, Fisher's Shed. Let's put under construction improvement. Under construction improvements, check if done. County improvement name. Whoops, we need a squigs in here. County improvement data status. So is it telling us? Why are we clearing this if we're initializing it right here? The fuck? And this is just checking if it's done. It isn't actually. This is in a weird spot. Let's move the. But wait. Under construction. Check if the thing's done. Let's put this whole thing. No, let's put this inside this thing. I wonder why I put that up there. This is so it's only going to do. It's only going to tell us up there if it's updated their activity. See, it's already taking these people out. Setting it completes. The population at the improvement is cleared. It adds it to there. What about, so what is happening to the people? Okay, so that if this is true, it sets all these people, it updates their current activity to null. It sets the county complete. The population list at the county thing is cleared, and then it adds this to the completed thing. I think what's happening is we have like a check for something that's getting used multiple times, and in this particular case, it never applies because this stuff's already done. We may have rewritten this and left this check in here, but I bet you if we get rid of that check, it's going to mess something else up elsewhere. Well, let's go to 3 o'clock here. Okay. Did I not save this shit? No, I did. Check if county improvement's done. Did I not put my status in here? Oh, it just, do we have the thing? Oh, the status is 0. Wait. Usually I like a space there. It's the improvement name is not there. What the fuck is going on here? Tillamook. This is a different thing. Didn't I just cut this? We can cut this whole thing too. This is so weird that I have this initialized right there and then I have this cleared. Why is this here? Why is this here? So let's go back down. Let's look here. This is not getting hit. Check if improvement is done. Because no improvements are done at this point. That's what's happening, and that's why this was above this thing. No improvements are done because nothing's been built by 3 o'clock. For a second, I thought that's what was happening, and something was getting finished being built. This is very strange. I think I found something, and then this has happened before, and then I fix it and like solve all these other weird little issues too. I guess I rewrite it, not necessarily fix it. So it's still firing. Improvement on cowlets. That was at 791, I think. 791. I think this is wrong. Assign workers to county improvement. I know what this is doing. I know what this is doing. Where'd this go? Assign sorted workers if there's room. It's just in case removing them from anything else is what it's doing. And so what it's doing is if they were on something else, it's taking them off of there. Or yeah, that's what it's doing. So it's if they were working at something else, it's going to pull them, and that's why they have to remove from county improvement, because we needed it to double check. Like let's say they were working at whatever the research office and it's moving them to a different spot because of their, I wonder if we can get rid of this though. I'm going to put, this is removing them from any possible county improvements they were assigned to. I'm going to comment this out though and see what kind of chaos this causes. Chaos. We may have done something differently elsewhere that covered this. This, every time I set up my stream, I think this should be the one where I say we're almost done, or I say we don't want to do that, or I say we're getting close to being done. This says we have one idle worker because everyone's scavenging. So what did we get over here? So this is the computer is building this stuff. The computer built 2 things at Cowlitz. Tillamook. And I have a check why Douglas always built a garden over a Fisher's shed. Is Douglas like landlocked? No. I don't even think we have that in the game. Umatilla is building both. Maybe it's like a 50-50 chance, but it always builds a garden. I'm going to build something and see what happens. Because maybe it's a check for something else, but I have a feeling we took care of it elsewhere. Let this go. Yeah, so the problem is now we're never finishing our construction. Yeah, it's under construction. No one's getting assigned and stuff. So we need to have this in here. I don't know what the fuck it's doing. There's probably a better way to do it, but we're just gonna leave it in there for now. And now I can't remember what we were doing. Like why we discovered this weirdness. We were just checking. We were checking whatchamacallit. So it's gonna check through some people unnecessarily, but I guess that's just what we're gonna do. We'll deal with it later. So we have these people. I wonder why it's always 5 though. You know why? It's because it's assigning these people. Okay, that's what it's doing. So the computer is, so let's say the computer in Douglas is building this garden, and it's assigning Victor, Jeffrey, Larry, Jack, and Angela, some generic ass names there, to this, and it's making, for them to start building this improvement, and it's removing them just in case. So I guess that's fine. It is better. I guess there's a reason we had that in there, and it obviously was necessary because our shit didn't. Well, let's double check and see if our shit gets built here. Maybe we just broke something else. County improvement, Fisher Shed, and we're at day 1. I guess we can check in game here. You're building the Fisher Shed, which is what we had. Construction's only 10, so this should go fast. And there it is. It's been completed. Yeah, so I think whatever that thing is doing, it's necessary. And then let's make sure that everyone's scavenging, though. Let's see what happens after this day. Now they're working there. So it set them to scavenge for a day, huh? Is that what we want? Or were we in that weird time period I was talking about there? There's going to be a weird time period. I don't think that's right. So immediately after, it's going to be hard to get the thing right. So we're going to build this. And when we set this building, everyone should be idle. That's right. Okay, so 1 o'clock has passed. Everyone's still idle because day end is past it. Now we have the week thing. At 2, you can see me wiggling the... fuck! I had it and I hit space again. Well, let's see what everyone's at now. We got these people scavenging. The weekly thing has happened. I think. Day start. Yeah, faction weekly, county weekly. All right, so we have these guys building, and then that's at 3 o'clock in the morning. We're going to let this go. We're going to try to hit this at 1 a.m., and I'm trying to not wiggle my whole fucking desk here. And... oh, got it. So everyone's idle, which is right. Then we get at 2 o'clock. It shouldn't do anything at 2 o'clock, but we'll check. Everyone's still idle. 3 o'clock now, it should assign 5 people to work at that place. But it didn't. So then let's see what happens the next day. I guess I could speed this part up, but we want to get to 1 a.m. and see what happens. And we just stare at the clock here. Oh, perfect. Okay, so everyone's idle again at 1, which kind of makes sense. Sort of. Does it? Yeah, because they were all scavenging. 2 o'clock, everyone's still idle. And then 3 o'clock, we have people working at the Fisher's Shed. So let's look at these people real quick. 29, 7, 25. What's the lowest Fisher? 2, 6, and 24. Your preferred work is scavenging. That's why that guy's scavenging. I was like, so they will do things over their skill. What's their scavenge skill? 41. All right. So I'm not sure why there's a day pause though, where they're kicked into. That's also could be an issue that's been going on for a while that I just never noticed. So we're not going to look at this for a second. We're going to go to start of day. Because we know at end of day, it kicks everybody to idle. Let's look at this one more time here, actually. Let's see what 1 o'clock looks like if everyone goes idle. I don't think that's how it's supposed to work, if I remember correctly, but maybe it is. I think it's supposed to... yeah, I was going to say, I think it's supposed to keep them working there. And it does. So there's something else is going on. So at the end of building, when it's done building a building, it's kicking them all to scavenge for some reason. It should. End of day. End of day. Check if county improvement is done. Do I have this to where, no, it's supposed to, if it's true, it makes them idle. Update current county improvement to null. And idle's right. Set county improvement complete. What do you do? All right, that's nothing with what we have to worry about right now. It clears this list and it adds it to the completed, and then it prints that and it does that. Why is this? This is so strange. Says the current worked well. I wonder if this has been, if this was planned. Like this is what I was doing. I wanted this to happen where they had a day of not working on a thing. But all right, so everyone's set to idle, right? And we know, and it's happening for a full day. I wonder if we have some sort of like, if yesterday was build, then they have a day off. So nobody gets any fucking days off in this place. So let's do this. Build this thing again. 1 a.m. I have to hit like space. It's kind of interesting. I have to hit space early. Everyone's idle at 1 a.m. Oh, because 3 a.m. is when the day actually starts. All right, we have these people building. End of day is 1 a.m. So that should kick these people to idle, and I think we saw that happen. But I'm going to double check here. There we go. Yeah, everyone's idle. So now it should go through its start of day, which is 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. Well, I mean, I guess we could check here. Everyone's still idle. Now everyone, so it should have assigned, they should, okay. So we have something wrong with how they're being assigned day start. So that's new, or maybe it's been once again here the whole time and I didn't notice. Day start is after end of day. I know it makes no sense, but that's just how it is. So it gathers the stockpile. Is that the problem? Is there's not enough stuff for them to hire people? I thought we gave them extra. Didn't look like we gave them extra. I also noticed a number just changed when I clicked on that. So for them to work for people to work here, they need to have a certain amount of. They're going to be set, and we can't look at the status, sadly, because I don't have it built into this, and I'm not going to do it for right now. I wonder if I have the status over here. Here's our stockpile. Yeah, we have 15. So they're going to be at 15. They're going to be set at low status. Does it go up? We shouldn't have enough building materials after a day for that to do anything. Like it's still not going to be enough. I know I should speed up the game, but I'm not going to. Yeah, we have 5 now. It's less, and then everybody's working there. I wonder if it's that. Assign people to prioritize. I wonder what we don't have any prioritized improvements. If there are 0 stockpile, it's not 0. If there are low good stockpile, then don't assign workers. If there's low status equals true, it's not very helpful. We need to see what this means. Where do we check this? This is probably checked under. We just wrote this. So this is it's going to set them to improving, and we want. I wonder if I should just not worry about this right now. This needs a question mark on it. I wonder if I should just not worry about this. It's 1 day of them scavenging before they kick in. And it could be on purpose. Let's see, because there was a bug where they would be stuck on scavenging, but that's not what's happening. They're working here. And they're going to work here for a week before it checks their loyalty, because there's going to be 2 different things. One is going to be a daily thing, too. Look at this person's loyalty. Deborah Cooper is 100%. Let's see here. Does this ever kick everyone else back to all scavenging again? I don't think it's going to. That's weird that there's just that 1 day. I'm wondering if it's something that I saw happening and I just didn't care about. It's 1 day, you know? But why is it happening? It should be so like they're out of goods. They have no goods there right now. No wood. So well, we haven't written that part, but after a week, it should start kicking them out of there because they don't have wood. So I wanted to have like a kind of like the minute they run out of stuff, I don't want them to quit because I don't think that's how it would work in real life. I think they would still hang around their job for a little bit because hoping that there would be new things coming. It's not going to be here because this isn't checked. That wasn't checked. So we have gather stockpile goods, assign people, find idle population, check for prioritize, check for construction, check for any work. If status low equals goods, we skip over it. And this is, I don't know what the fuck song I'm listening to right now. I know you guys can't hear my music. Oh, Front 242. They're like an old industrial band. And I don't know how that we got to that. It's because of Ministry, you know, Ministry. I when I was like 19, I got took a radio class. I was in college radio class, and uh, they needed someone to do Sunday mornings radio show. So it was like Sundays at 8 a.m. till noon. And they're like, you can choose between these different like genres of music. So on the weekends, they had like the weekend shows were, on the weekdays where there was actually college, they just played like the top pop music, But on the weekends, they were by a genre. And like my choices were terrible, like country music, or something. So I was like, can I? And I didn't know anything about industrial music at the time. I mean, I knew that it existed and stuff, and knew what it was going to sound like. But I was like, can I do industrial music Sunday morning on at 8 a.m. to noon? And they were like, sure, whatever. And they had this giant cabinet. Actually, they had a couple of them with records that were just in no organization. Like someone had at one point had them organized by like punk, whatever, heavy metal, industrial, but they it had been reorganized at that point by just people just taking a record, playing it, and then just shoving it back in randomly. And I didn't know that much about uh, industrial music, like I said, but I would just pull out these albums in the industrial section. So sometimes I would get like crazy ones that were not industrial music, but there was no internet back then. Like the internet didn't exist where you could just Google top 10 industrial music. So basically I was randomly playing industrial songs, and someone had went through with a screwdriver and went over the record grooves of any song that had cussing, which is, I don't know why you would do that. It's totally insane to ruin a record like that. So they could have just put on the record album, on the album cover that this is cussing on these songs. But I listened to a lot of crazy industrial music back then because it was just like, what's this song going to be like? And all that front 242, Liebach, all that crap. It was an interesting learning experience. Also, I would usually be very exhausted from partying. No, I didn't really party that much, but from staying up late on Sunday morning. Weird choices, but I actually am glad I did it. Weird choices of 9 a.m. on a Sunday industrial music. The after me, I think, was like the punk rock person. Actually, there was something weird after me, and then after that was the punk rock person. After me was like country or something. Yeah, I can't remember. Many years ago. Anyways, sidetracked again. Let's see. So we have a day where everyone's scavenging, and we should figure out why and put a note in there. That's what we should do. Check for any work. So that, they shouldn't. Check if improvement wants work. What does this do? Wants workers. What does this do? Check if research improvement is true. It returns true. It always wants a worker? That seems strange. But okay. If it's a storage improvement or if the goods are full, it returns true. No, if either it returns false. Okay, so this is like a weird... This is a weird name for this. This should probably be like check types. Check if improvements needs workers. Improvement type needs workers. Whoops. Because it's not if they want more. I mean, it kind of is, but whatever. All right. So back to this thing. Check if it's low stockpile status. So this should be low though. 15 is not enough. No, wait, 15 is enough because we're saying that they only need one. So that's enough for 15 days. Or no, but it's 3 days. That's enough for 3 days before they start getting antsy. So if workers is full equals false, if this is low stockpile or if this is false, is this right? This is check storage full equals true. Well, if the storage is full, it doesn't want workers. If it's an improvement, it doesn't want workers. So this is returning false. For that, it doesn't want workers is false. We skip through that. Okay. And if low status stockpile is true, we skip that. That works there too. And for each impossible workers list, where are we getting this possible workers list? This should be under find idle population. And we know that they were showing as idle. And we add this to this possible workers list. I'm wondering if this possible workers list is getting messed up the first day. So then it checks for this, check for preferred work. It adds workers to remove, so this is just if they did that. Check for construction. We did move this around. Assign workers to here. And this is that weird thing where it removes them from their old thing. And we remove them there. Workers removed from possible list. Okay, so that's that list that was created earlier. We should still have that list going. And then for each one of these, it needs to check if workers full here. It needs to check if workers. It needs to check if county improvements workers are full. So that doesn't add extra people to county improvement. So if this is false, and this is going through each person in the list, and then it updates their activity to work, update work location, and it removes them from this list. That all seems right, and then it does the scavenging thing. So why wouldn't it? One of these things has to be wrong. Like one of these. Because check if improvement type needs workers. If either one of these, it returns false. If it's a research improvement, it returns true. Is that what this says? Okay. And that should return out of there. Is this one of those things where I have return where it should be, that's probably what I should be checking. This is where I have return when it should be continue. Motherfucker, I bet you it is. Where was that? Let's go back through this. I totally bet you that was killing me before. Assign population to prioritize it. Check for assign worker to county improvement. We go through this. It removes them their thing. I don't see any returns in here. And we have work. Yeah, yeah. Find idle population. I bet you it is. Check for preferred work. We have continue. We fixed that one. So continue should skip this iteration. So this is for this one. So this one county improvement, we're kicking, if this one county improvement is not, whatever, it continues here. So it's gonna skip this part. And this is check if false, and if it skips those if either one of those things are true. So that's right. Check for construction. So this is just going to assign them regardless. It doesn't do any check. It just, if there's construction, people get in here and get to work. Okay. And then check for any work. We have this continue here. So this is gonna, once again, the county improvement. It's going to skip the county improvement if this is, I think there's something going wrong right here. I think something is wrong here. I get 5. There we go. So we're going to need to check that on day 1. Once it says it's been built, basically. I never look at my Discord messages when I'm streaming, but the whole time I see a message down there while I'm streaming. I'm like, the urge to check is out of control. I'm one of those people that doesn't like notifications to be untaken care of. Untaken care of. What was the word I was looking for? I think something. I think something. $3:00. Did I tell it to build anything? I did, and we got our builders. Wait, speed this up this time. So we got 5 of those? That doesn't seem right. Check if improvement type needs workers is false. If the improvement is a research improvement, it says true, and it returns true. If it's a storage improvement, is true, or if the county storage is full, it returns false. Otherwise, so it should never get to this thing. I was looking at that earlier, but it thinks it, oh, no. It should get that if neither one of these cases are fulfilled. And so is this say true? I have to go back for... Check if improvement type needs workers equals true. No. It equals false. So that's definitely right. So it's returning false. So if it's false, like without this or here, if it's false, it skips this one. And then on here, if its stockpile is low, if its stockpile is low, how are we calculating this stockpile is low thing? Maybe that's what's going on wrong. I don't remember how we're doing. We need this. Because 15 should be enough building material. Fuck you. God damn it. Something needs to be assigning. If the stockpile is below the minimum desired amount, update the. What is the minimum stockpile amount? ChatGPT rewrote this for us. I think. The Hall Master. This is the producing thing. So we have for each input good, minimum stockpile amount is the minimum days stockpile, which, oh, I accidentally killed it. Closed globals. We can pin this back. What if we click this button? Okay. And then we click this button. We put you back over here. And then we go to, not that. This is unsaved too. So I'm just going to save that. We want to go to, this should be 2. Minimum days stockpiled is 2. That's the Hall Master. So we take the input good value, which is 1 in this particular case, and we multiply it by the adjusted max workers, which is 5. And then we do the minimum, so that's 5. 1 times 5 is 5. Minimum days is, so we have 10. 10 is what we want. So on the first day, gather stockpile goods. It starts at producing. Skip if the current stockpile meets or exceeds the maximum desired amount. I wrote this and then I had ChatGPT make it better, which sometimes what happens is it makes it some parts of it better and then it breaks other things. So we know that this number is 10 and we have 15, so it should hire people. Get the county stockpile available for the required good. So this good is we have the county good that we need to compare it to, and the current stockpile amount, which is the stockpile amount of the county good. And improvement requires, let's look over here. Available stockpile is 0. What day are we on? We're on day 1. Stockpile is 0. That's at day's start. I know it's happening. Okay, let's put a note in here. What's happening? The thing completes day start. The stockpile is 0 because it hasn't. So it's working how it's. This is why I actually really like programming. So it's working as it's programmed, which is it finishes completing at end of day. Day start comes along. Let's go back to our thing here. So end of day construction happens, which end of day happens before start of day. End of day construction is finished, right? Uh, it goes to the start of day, and the hall master gathers the. Oh, except it should happen before this stuff. Okay, so that didn't work. That isn't my idea is wrong. So the stockpile is 0. Oh, we don't need to look at that. Stockpile is 0. Where'd that go? Okay, and it's actually set to producing. Producing. The stockpile is now 10. Where's this at? This is Umatilla. Let's look at Portland. This available is 15. The stockpile is 0. Updated stockpile for goods available is 5. We stockpiled 10. So the thing is, it's hey, Win, how's it going? Oh yeah, happy holidays and all that. That's the thing. I had to go into my office for 5 days to move the office, and I felt like I had to say that like 45 times because it was like the protocol. I often think about that in my head, like, what's the protocol for this encounter? And I was like, people were, have a good weekend, like that type of thing. That's a simple protocol. You always got to say, have a good weekend, even though you don't give a shit. And so it's like, am I close enough to the holidays? Yes. Yes. It turns out, yes, you got to do the, uh, uh, have a happy holidays or whatever, even though you're going to see him the next day. It's very strange. There's all these protocols. I've been good, except that, man, I got to go to the bathroom again. I ate too much ice cream last night and yesterday. I was going to say last night and the all day. No beer, but lots of painkillers for the back. I hear that you're not supposed to mix beer and painkillers, and don't do that, but we used to call them beer helpers when I was younger. Painkillers. Don't do it because it will kill you, but that's what we used to call them. Man. So it's working, but it's at 10. And what is this thing? I think I know that I said this 5 seconds ago. Check if stockpile status is low. I bet you. That's exactly what it is. And sometimes, like, I work with this one woman who is so friendly that I think she's fake. Like, there's no one can be that friendly. I'm trying to think of an example. I was watching some TV show and I was like, oh my God, that's how that. Like, she knows everything to say about everything, and I like all the perfectly nice things, and for some reason it comes off to me as fake, and it's strange. You know what I think this could be is it's less than, and it should be less than or equal. Maybe we need to look at it would be nice if I had put what the status was of the building at the end of this. So if we do updated, if we search for updated, log the post-transfer state. Yeah, current stockpile amount is less than the minimum stockpile amount. What if we do less than or equal? That looks like a little arrow, though. Not that it matters. I think this is going to solve our problem. Oh, I should have put something else here, though, too. Right here. What was the thing? Oh, I was going to tell you. When. So remember you told me that you could do this namespace you could do this? And I started doing that, then I got some weird error every once in a while. It wasn't all the time. I found a typo somewhere that there was a missing two in like the the like project settings or something. So it was just instead of 2D 4x, it was just D 4x. And so I would do this, and sometimes it would give me these weird. They weren't errors; they were like warnings, like, "Hey, this path isn't right." And when I found that, it was like way down in the project settings, where everything at the top of the project settings said like 2D4x, 2D4x, because that's the path. That's the path on my hard drive is 2D4x like that. And so, but way down at the bottom, like some project setting that I was just randomly looking at, and when I was streaming, it may have been this thing. There was a typo in one of these where it was just D4X. It was this one. It was actually this right here. It's not even that far down. It's right here in the middle. So the default namespace was jacked up, which is why I was getting that error, and I was looking at something else, and uh, yeah. So that I no longer get that error. At least I don't think I do. Can I find one and do an example? Let's see, because I would really love to not have that. Yeah, here's one right here. Go away. I'm like, the problem's solved, but I didn't actually test it. It seems to be solved, right? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and the new Godot, which I moved to and then rolled back immediately because my buttons got all messed up. But the new Godot is actually defaulting to Net 8. So they upgraded it to Net 8, so that's great. I don't have to change that every time. But I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to come back, and I think... Well, wait, let me put this thing in here. Joker, how's it going? Where was that thing? I wanted it to be... where was that? It was in county data, but I wanted it... No, it was the hall master. It's right here. I want this to say the status. Let's go. Space status squigs county improvement data status. Oh, this is an enum though, so it's just going to be some dumb number. Well, we'll worry about that some other time. I mean, we'll leave it in there. Before I run this, though, I am going to take a quick break, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. I'm going to throw up my break timer, and I'm going to pause my music that you guys can't hear, and I'll be right back. Hopefully. All right, I'm back. Uh, so how did you injure your back? Injuring your back is the worst, by the way. And when you get old, getting out of bed, back injury. Walking down the street, back injury. Picking up something off the ground, back injury. I had a rowing machine. I still have it. And I was doing it for weeks, no problem. And then all of a sudden, one day, back injury. And it was actually quite fine. Like it was an okay exercise. Because it's supposed to be easy on your back. All right, we restarted this, but we didn't actually unpause it. So let's see what this does. We need to go to 3 p.m. now, or 3 a.m. And we didn't build anything, so that's not going to do us any good. You guys should all be idle. No, you're scavenging. That's fine. Snow plowing. Yeah, that's a back injury. I don't know how old you are, though. If you're 25, you're fine. If you're 37 or up, 37 is when I noticed my body started to decay. We'll speed this up. Okay, let's see. Did this finish? It didn't finish because I started a day late. There we go. We need to go to the bottom here. Almost twice of 20. Yeah, I can totally see. Do you have a snow plowing machine? Uh, I don't think I saved this. I did save it, but I didn't start my music either. B52s. I don't think I want to listen to that right now. Um, oh wait, this isn't the thing I was thinking it is. Oh, I already had less than or equal. Wait, is this the one I changed? No, I changed this other because it looked like a little arrow. I remember saying it looks like an arrow. I don't think I restarted it, but because we should see some stuff where it says the status. I saved it, I think. Yep. I thought I restarted it, but I guess not. So you get that's another one getting old. I do think that the years of alcoholism did have an effect though. 8 a.m. We're fine. 8 a.m.'s fine. Status producing. So, if the status is producing, why are these guys scavenging? I hate physical labor. My parents used to use physical labor as a punishment. I'm wondering if that's why I hate it. I'd have to go weed the roof, which may sound weird, but stockpile is 10. Status is producing. We need to check here, though. Down here is where we need to have the status. We need it here. Let's put this space at the end so this is consistent. It's always going to say the status is producing here, so we don't need this. We need this to just go away, and this can go back. And then we'll do status. I grew up in a hobbit hole, so we had to weed the roof. Status, and that was my punishment sometimes if I was a bad kid, you know. Which, as a teenager, you're always going to be getting in trouble for something. I mean, you should be. That's. Have you ever wanted? We talked about the emoji coding, Joker. That crazy language. What's it called? There's the emoji one, and then there's like this the symbols one. Okay, so it's past 3 o'clock. Okay, so this is not what we care about. We need to go to We need to make sure we're on Portland. It's only one day, but I want to know why it's doing it, you know? Portland isn't getting this. Wait, what's happening here? End of day. It's set to producing, but then it should hit the start of day. Where does it say this? Where is this place? Cowlitz. Portland. Umatilla. Where are you, Portland? Is it right in front of my face? I guess we can type it in here. See, that doesn't help me. I need a search function in here. See, that's the top. That's the thing before. All right, I guess we'll go updated. We don't have a location. We can go location. I think it has a location. No, this doesn't have a location on it. We've been so far. We've been able to get away with not having a location for that. Brain fuck. Is that the one that's just all symbols? Well, let's look at Cowlitz here. So there's it's stockpiled 10. It shouldn't be low stockpile goods. Regardless of this, if the current stockpile amount is less than or equal to the minimum stockpile amount, which is 10, it sets it to this. So even according to this thing, the stockpiled amount is 10. Maybe our math is wrong. Minimum stockpile amount is input good. The input, what are you building? A Fisher's shed. The Fisher's shed input good should be 1. I mean, it's 5 times 2. It says 5 because there's a maximum of 5 people working there. So 5 times 2 is 10, which is the input value, adjusted max workers. What we could do is here, available, stockpiled. This is gonna be the hugest fucking whatchamacallit GD print ever written. Minimum stockpiled. Min stockpiled amount. Then we need to add a plus here. We need a space here too. All right, now let's run it again. I saw the bear, Joker. The petting the bear. We need to build this thing. We need to go to here. Boom, it's done. It's after 3 o'clock. Stockpiled is 10. Minimum stockpiled is 10. It shouldn't be low stockpile goods. Are we checking the wrong thing? Current stockpile amount. Current stockpile amount. Well, yeah, we're checking the wrong thing. we need to check this. I'm going to blame it on ChatGPT. Fuck you, ChatGPT. I don't know. A county good type. So is this amount to stockpile is the minimum? So we did that, and then we added to there. We were checking the wrong thing. We were checking against this number, which is the current stockpile amount, which is before we do this thing to it. What if we get rid of this current stockpile amount? And we just do this. It still thinks this is in use somewhere. Oh, it's here. Yeah. And then we move this. Yeah, I want you to go away. Because that just made me have problems. It did look nicer, though. It looked a lot nicer. Let's see. Now we're going to construct this. Now we're going to do this. Now we're going to do this. 3 o'clock. This is minimum stockpile amount is 10. Stockpile amount is 10. Available is 5. These are all getting the wrong thing still. Even though it says... Okay, wait. We have 2 different things here. Does this say updated? So it's getting past this part. Amount to stockpile is the minimum stockpile amount. Okay, so this is going to be 10, and this is going to be whatever they have, which at this test is 15. And so it's going to take the 10, and if the amount of stockpile is greater than 0, it takes the county good amount and it takes this out, which is in this particular case is 10, and then it adds 10 to here. If the amount we have is less than or equal to minimum stockpile amount, which is 10, well, wait. We didn't want that to be an equal. I put that equal in there. We don't want it to be an equal. Right? so I had to make a decision in my work. I had to buy a cord. This is so dumb. I had to buy a cord. Somebody threw away these proprietary power cords for a monitor, for 2 monitors. And this happens all the time, where I say keep the cords with the stuff. Like, so if you have any piece of equipment, the power cord should be wrapped around the piece of equipment, right? And I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, who gives a shit? Why does it matter? Because what happens is that stuff gets moved all over the place, and if they have a proprietary power cord, if you have a proprietary power cord, you'll never find that proprietary power cord. This just filters it. It doesn't search. It filters. Is there a way to make it search? I've looked for it. I don't want it to filter. I wanted it. I wish there. I like the filter as well. There should be both. So, anyways, I was trying to figure out what power cord these 2 monitors needed because somebody threw away, or they're probably somewhere, the proprietary power cord for them, and there was like 5 different options, and they didn't say the model number. So at my work, I was like, just give me the moral support to one of my coworkers that I'm picking the right thing, even though I have like a 1 in 5 chance. I don't think they understood what I was going for there. But yeah, sometimes you just want some moral support on your decisions. And so that's what, yeah, you're doing it right. Okay, this is completed. Whew, we got producing. That's what we wanted. Now, there we go. That was the issue. So it was two things. We were checking the wrong number, and then I made it worse by changing that to within equals, and now we solved that problem. It only took the whole stream. That's okay. This has nothing to do with what we were doing because we never got there. But we did add the new thing, the weekly thing. So now we can go back to what we were working on. And I'm glad I stuck with that instead of saying, fuck it. So what were we doing? We were going to have this new weekly check, and it's going to work week over for population. And in here, right, for one more, else or if it's a switch. I'm going to do a switch instead. I have time for another switch here. So this is going to be a weekly check. Just put that sounds like I like to put if else, but you know what? Everyone tells me that not to do that. It's actually I understand why I shouldn't be doing it. So this is going to check their population or check their loyalty once a week and remove them. And that's currently all this does, but I think I want to leave it. No, we should. Weekly loyalty check is what we'll call this. Weekly. Oh, except are we using this somewhere else? I wish you could, in Godot, do like this similar. Really? Where you only have it in this one spot, huh? It's like I don't believe it. Okay, perfect. So we'll do this. We'll rename this to weekly population check. Weekly loyalty work. Sure. So this is going to do a weekly check of all of the population. If they're building or working, they're going to keep, it really doesn't matter for building. Let's take building out of here. This is just a one switch thing, but we're going to be checking other stuff later, so that's why this is built like this. Keep working at population. Hey, I can do that thing here. There we go. Keep working at county population. This is the one we should actually rename. I renamed the wrong thing. This thing should be loyalty check to. Look at that. Look at how long that is. I love it. Back over to here. Where's the hall master doing this shit? No, I was hoping it had the same old thing. Weekly loyalty work for population. This is going to be, we need to go back and rename this thing to something else, whatever it was. Work week over for population. So then this is just going to do the loyalty check right now. This is going to eventually do other stuff, but right now it's just in I don't think it matters for building. Does it matter for building? If we have Let's say it takes a really long time, like months, to build something. Maybe we do want to have it so that they go, ah, fuck this place and go work somewhere else. So I guess maybe we'll put that. I don't think it's going to have any effect. Well, you know what, though? This is not going to be how long they're working there. It's just going to be a weekly check on the calendar. So they could be working there for 1 day and then they get a loyalty check. Maybe that's dumb. So we have that other thing we got to write too. So maybe we shouldn't do this at all. So what we want to also do is have a check, which I guess would be like a getter setter, maybe. Let's go back to our county population and think this through a little bit. So let's see if we have, let's go back up to this thing, wherever it is. Employed days idle is what we have. If we have that start out, no, we need it to be 0. So when do we want to have a loyalty check is basically what I'm thinking here. So I think every day is too much. Every day is definitely too much. We could have it so if their happiness gets, like, definitely every day is too much. If their happiness gets too low, they leave. But I have happiness and loyalty are two different things, because you can be unhappy but loyal. You know, it's if they're both bad, that's when the shit goes south. So let's think about this. We have the people working there. When we had it checking every day, we don't want that. We can have it check every 7 days, but once again, if you get hired on a Saturday, it's going to check on a Sunday. Maybe it doesn't really matter that much, but what happens if you get some really bad rolls and everyone who's hired on, you build something on a Saturday and then it rolls and then everyone quits on a Sunday just because of the loyalty checks, it just straight D percentage roll. Don't like that idea. That could be, you would be like, why the fuck are all my people quitting after their first day? It just could be some bad rolls. So let's not do it that way. Well, I want like some randomness thrown in there, and the reason why we had that randomness originally was because everyone would start working in a place and they would never stop working there. So we needed some randomness to like kind of kick them out of working there. So what the fuck is this? Oh, did I not? I didn't rename it. Easy enough to fix here. What was that called? Work week over. So let's do it this way. Days employed. We'll have in county population. We'll have days employed, which will just tick up, and then every 7 days it will check their loyalty. How was I doing these loyalty checks though? I think it was a straight percentage roll. Maybe we just have it like if it goes below a certain number, they go idle. So the thing also with this is that every goddamn civilization game, the population gets happy when they have a job, and I don't think that that's how life works. It doesn't work that way, which is that made me think of something. We should have. Do we have a county population? I know we have it somewhere. Somewhere. I guess this I should just search for. Maybe we don't. County population. County pop. Nothing. That surprises me. Where would you be, county population? If we have, oh, it's probably like population AI or something. There it is. Let's add to here if a population, Oh, that's a good idea. Like, so they have it so that if it starts reducing, or we can even have it like by a certain amount too. Like if it drops by 20, then if a population is working their preferred work, then they should get a bonus to loyalty or happiness or both. I'm just putting this note in here for later. So if their loyalty goes down, it does a check. So it's not by any time thing. How does their loyalty go down? So their loyalty will go down if they starve. Well, their happiness will go down for starvation. Um, Population eats food. I haven't looked at this for a long time, so I gotta starvation. That doesn't do shit to their. Oh, here we go. That adjusts their happiness. I don't remember how loyalty is affected. Maybe it's not. You know how we could check really easily? Now we could take a screenshot of this. And we could open this over here. And we could run this for a little bit. And just check to see. I'm pretty sure the heroes all start with 100% loyalty, and that screenshot had them at 96%. The heroes is changing for some reason. This unhelpful motherfucker went up. Their loyalty went up a bunch because they were idle. So Joyce Wood, hers went down a little bit. So it does change. I don't remember how though. And then the loyalty of the leader went up a little bit, probably because they were idle. When you're idle, I guess your loyalty goes up. Let's check against happiness. I bet you if they're happy, I think that's how I had it. Like as their happiness went up, their loyalty went up. Right, exactly. It's the if you're idle, you get a bonus to your happiness. I'm on the wrong thing here. We want to go to county population. I wonder if I had like a getter setter or something in here with it. Well, yeah, here we go. Happiness equals min max of it. Okay, so that's so it won't go over 100. Loyalty adjusted. Apply. This is just some attribute bonus stuff, though. Yeah, that's just a tribute bonus. That doesn't matter. So what are we doing to this loyalty adjusted thing? Check will work loyalty. Okay, so this isn't a roll. I thought this was we were RNGing this shit with a percentage roll. That's how I remembered it, but I guess I remembered it wrong. So it's just set. Oh, I remember how I had this. Yeah, yeah. And I had it too low for a while, and so no one was working at all. They would all quit. All right. I want to look at one thing that I think I just went past. Yeah, and this is like they'll fight for loyalty. So that makes that thing less of a less of a bad thing. So every day isn't that big of a deal. What's going on here? Oh, but we changed this list type. This used to be a C# or a list with notifications, and we got rid of that because it was causing us issues with the Godot collection. Okay, so it isn't a percentage roll. It's a check against some number. I wonder what that number is. Loyalty check number. Bring me to it. 50%. Look at this. It says battle loyalty, though. I think that's some dated crap. Well, that isn't a battle. So maybe it's not some. Maybe I have two of them. Let's search for the word loyalty in here. Will work. That's right. It's right here. It's literally the next thing. 20. 20. So they have to have like really low loyalty, but how does their loyalty even go down? Maybe we don't have that written in. The loyalty population needs to be willing to work 50%. 50 is too high for testing, but might work well for the real game. Right? I always say that I feel like I've beaten that joke to a beating the dead horse. I'm always like, who wrote this? Knowing that it was me. How does their loyalty go down? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe we haven't written that yet. Well, no, we saw one go down. Joyce's went down by 5. Was she starving? What's your, come on, okay, so that's not, it's got to be starvation, right? That's the only thing I can think of the way it would affect it. Let's go back to this. Population needs reduce their happiness by 1, but did we just look at this happiness thing and it didn't really? It had adjusted. It was adding their loyalty base plus their tribute bonus. That doesn't have anything. Their happiness isn't affected by that. Where were we? No, starvation. This has been this happens all the time. Oh, there. That's what we actually wanted. Go back over here. Where I gotta relook through my code to remember what the fuck this thing does. People who need to die. Remember that. So there's no food, so this person starves. Adjust their happiness. Days starving. Okay, this is the people who need to die. So adjust their happiness. So their happiness goes down. How are we affecting their happiness? How is their happiness affecting? I can't remember any of this shit. Add happiness. Possibly use resources. Oh, right. So they get if they have a chance of occasional needs for stuff, and if you have it, it gives them some happiness. If you have their resources, and they actually are kind of greedy at this point, and then we have to adjust that. Add random happiness. They get like a small yeah, max happiness is something. I'm curious. I see nothing that should be affecting their loyalty. Loyalty base. We gotta turn this off though. And I'll search for loyalty adjusted next. Loyalty adjusted. We have it like we've done something. It's a capital. We're prepared for something. Okay, they can get shot. What is this thing? Check loyalty with skill check. This should be moved to the resource that loyalty be a part of once we figure out. Let's copy this and put this here because that's what we're gonna search. We're gonna go back to. I'm curious where we're using this. So what is this? Keep researching has this. Okay, so this one's different. We have it multiple ways. Loyalty. Okay, so there's the, and this is coming back to me as well. So we have the one that's like a straight check. If their loyalty gets too low, it checks. And then we do have this skill check. And this is a skill check one where it skill checks against their loyalty. And so they will be removed if they fail that. So maybe we want to get rid of that whole concept. Check loyalty with skill check. We already saw that. And that's research and stuff. Okay. I don't think we want to do it that way. It's too RNG-y. Like maybe we want to occasionally. I don't see anything that affects loyalty adjusted. But it has to be, something has to be changing it. Because this has changed. This and this has changed. So the leader's loyalty has gone down. And this person's went down by 5. So there's something has to be affecting it. And I wonder if it's adjusting their base, but we already searched for base. I wonder if this is one of those things where it's not searching everything. That's happened in the past where the search breaks and it doesn't search everything. What I'm gonna look base again here. There's no capital L on it though, I don't think. What is this here? Loyalty base and loyalty adjusted. Okay, so that's why those numbers are moving, is because something is going, we're putting this base in here in both spots and then it updates later to the adjusted thing. I think that's what's going on. Where's our county population again? Yeah, so we're applying the loyalty base to both these spots, but this is the only thing that's. So in reality, what we should be doing is, where is this county population? Put this down here. Public void adjust loyalty loyalty adjusted. Add attributes, attribute bonus to, man, I love, oh shit, I love these names that I'm coming up with here today. That's insane. Then this, whoops, get out of here, motherfucker. And then we'll do this, and we'll take this, take this whole thing, cut that, this will go here. Oh, we need some sort of value, huh? How about you take this int, and we call it value. And we take this value here. And then, oh, that's not going to work either. This is what we do. Loyalty adjusted. So basically what we needed to do is to always be this, but not keep adding on to here. Oh, I guess it's not going to keep adding on to here regardless. Yeah, it's always the same. Okay, so that's going to work there, but we needed this to be, go back to, I was going to say it's crazy how we keep finding these little bugs, but I guess it's good because then we can fix it. So this should be, oh, we can't do this unless we make it static. We can make it static actually. Oh, no, we can't. No, we can't. Trying to think how we got to do this. So basically what I'm trying to do is make it so that whenever we put anything into the loyalty base, the loyalty adjusted, so we could make a loyalty base getter setter that anytime that's in there, we just adjust it automatically. And so then we don't fuck with the adjusted one. Maybe that's what we got to do here. We go back to here. We go to loyalty base. Where are you? We make a getter setter here. Public int. We're going to go like this. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. This is going to go up 1. This is going to be renamed to uppercase, and then we're going to change this to lowercase, and then we're going to go loyalty base, and then we're going to go do this, and we're going to get that, but then we need to set loyalty base equals value, sure. And then loyalty adjusted is going to get this thing, which we probably don't actually need this. Is going to equal this. Get the fuck out of here. We want this just to be value. We need this return though, an int. And we need to return. Well, see, this whole thing is trash. What am I doing here? Let's just do this. Why am I making this so complicated? Let's do this. And then we need another one of these here. We need a squigs. And then this thing can just go fuck itself. And then, so then when happiness is adjusted, we need to, what were we doing with that? Now that we had to go look at county population here. Not the UID. Why won't you open? I want to open the unadjusted one. Is it because I'm adding it? I bet you it's because I'm adding it. Can we open this one? Perfect. No, I want to open the unmodified one, but I guess it's because I added it over here. Why were we doing this in happiness? Oh, the happiness, we're passing in. What are we doing? Oh, so this is what's affecting the thing. So we're passing in the happiness, and it's applying it as if it was an attribute bonus. All right, well, now I just fucked everything up. I should have put a note here. All right, we're going to put this back. Jesus Christ. I guess we need this too. I'm going to put this back here. County population. Where you at? Right? I probably could just start backing Control Z my way out of here. I wish I could do that in real life. We don't need loyalty base thing anymore. We're gonna Control Z our way out of here, out of all of our problems. And then we're gonna put a note on it so I don't go through this again, wondering what's. It's going. It's going. We're getting there. Keep going. I wonder how far it saves. Back. Go. What, have you been working on anything, Win? You always are working on interesting projects. I was gonna call them little projects, but they're not little. Not like as a derogatory. You're little games. Man, that's another thing to talking about work when people say like, "Hey, when you're done playing with that computer, like motherfucker, I do this for a living. I'm not playing with any computers." I got to be careful that I'm not messing any other changes that I did. Doesn't look like any of these are useful though. We're getting there. Argument missing. Okay, so then this is loyalty base, I think, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter enough for it to be. Okay, so then back to here, and we put a note in here. This is checking happiness as if it was an attribute and lowering and adjusting the loyalty by the attribute bonus. So if the happiness gets really low, the loyalty will only ever get a negative 20. Or if it is really if the happiness is really high, it will only get a plus 20. So this is kind of an interesting way to do this. I don't remember what my logic was. Yeah, so happiness, so there's like a base rate of loyalty that they get at the beginning of the game, and their happiness is can only affect it by either a plus or minus. What the fuck is this? Let's close it. Don't look at it. Just close it. We'll raise it by a negative, and I kind of like that. So if you're like a really loyal person to your leader, even though they're doing dumb shit, you're gonna like you gotta have something else that's gonna affect the loyalty, the base rate of a loyalty. Yeah, I kind of like that. Uh, you have one on the cooks. Aching or festival. Busy aching. Yeah, man. It's we need some nanotechnology that can be stabbed into us that turns our bodies 25 years back to 25 years old. I mean, forever. Of course, then there would be overpopulation issues, and everyone would flip out, and we would all be murdering each other. But I mean, we would still be young. We would do it while we were young feeling. Our brains still all rotten. Um, I've been trying to raid people when I leave. I don't know if Joker's still around. He always knows everybody when I leave my stream. So I kind of want to do that. What did we do today? Fixed a small bug that had had people scavenge for a day before starting work, and then added 3 different hour events. Let's commit this. I don't really know how to raid that much. I've only raided a couple of times, but I've been trying to do it more. Try to make some friends or something. I don't fucking know. Let's see. Let me go over to Twitch here and see how I do this again. I always forget. I wish Joker was around, but he must have left. Because like I said, he knows everybody. Raid channel. What are my choices? I don't know who any of these people are. What am I looking at here? I'm gonna bring this over so you guys can see it because I don't know what I'm doing. I figure I've been doing this. He went to pilot. I've been doing this for like 2 years, and I like have rated like 3 people. What are we looking at? Quick filters. Anybody here? Big Unk. Script channel. You know, we could rate him. He's only been up for 2 minutes. Maybe he needs a. No, that's gonna be hours, right? He's a JavaScript programmer. He plays a lot of Delta Force, so he streams a lot of Delta Force. Similar size or smaller? Let's see. It's like no one is as small as you. No, I had that thing. Follow, and I'll open a pack of cards. Is this same category? Let's look at same category. I wish I had some JavaScript questions while he's playing like an extraction shooter to ask him. You haven't seen any Delta Force? It's actually a pretty good game. It's free. That's the key component, is it's free. I wish I had JavaScript questions though. So while he's like intensely playing an extraction shooter, I could be like, "How do you do this in JavaScript?" We could. He's nice. Let's do it. I think that says 2 hours. I don't know what I do. What is oh, that's, I was like, what is this thing? I'm going to do it. It's 8 seconds. What is this knock thing? I don't know what any of this shit is. Okay, now I can do it. Raid now. He prob. All right, I'm going to move this over here, and then I'm going to stop my stream. I will talk to you guys tomorrow.